As Colonel Jordan noted, the military program peaked during the BRAC, and now we're in a more, still a lot of work, but a more steady process where we're maintaining our installations and replacing them as they get older. Now, by military construction, what we mean is we do all the construction on the Army installations in our area, and we do a little bit of work for other agencies. These are some of the projects that we have ongoing right now for this year. Some of them are still some of the larger projects. The Defense Center up at Distribution Center up at New Cumberland, one of the jobs at Aberdeen, one of the secure facilities at Fort Belvoir, and another facility at Fort Detrick. For us, our military boundaries, which are a little bit different than our civil works boundaries, which you'll see later, we handle most of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Maryland, and most of Delaware, and all of the military installations in those areas. And these are our primary customers. Okay, to go right in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the contracts that we're planning on awarding in fiscal year 15. That means between now and 30 September of 15. I'm just going to, as an idea, if you're interested in bidding on those, some of them are already out for solicitation, some of them will be coming out. We've tried to give you some idea of when they're going to be out. We're not always totally sure, so we've tried to say quarters, and you just have to watch for when the actual announcements come out. This one at the Public Health Command, it's a large project up at Aberdeen that's already under solicitation. It hasn't been awarded yet, but some of you may be interested in subcontractors. The people that have proposed for that have already done so. Another large job at Aberdeen, we're looking to get that out soon. That'll be an unrestricted solicitation. There's also some smaller jobs at Aberdeen, some building renovations. Right now we're planning on getting those out toward the end of the year and getting them awarded by 30 September. A similar type project at Fort Belvoir, building renovation. And I'll just say one of the, and I'll talk a little bit more about the trends, but one of the things you'll see on these are military construction, which are the projects that are individually authorized by Congress. They're really kind of going away. The money was moved into BRAC, and probably through about FY18, we're not going to have a whole lot of the military construction. For 16, we've got 2, and then maybe in 18 it might pick back up. But what we do have more and more of these smaller and larger projects that are funded not directly by not individually by Congress, but out of the money that the individual services have to do their operation and maintenance. And what that means to you is that's 1-year money, so those come in fast, and we got to award them fast. In military, we got 5 years to award them. These things come in really quickly. So it makes it a little more challenging to keep you guys informed about what we're doing. So again, this is one of those. It's a boiler and chiller replacement at Belvoir. This is one of the larger ones at Fort Belvoir. It's the Secure Administration Facility. Another one of the smaller renovation type projects. Again, another renovation. At Fort Detrick, they're kind of getting at the end of a big construction program that they've had up there. One of the smaller projects that are still being awarded, parking lot, entry control. This is Fort McNair down at in the DC area. Again, some of the smaller projects. Fort McNair. Fort Meade, this is a follow-on to one of the other projects. Joint Base Andrews, I mentioned this a little bit. This kind of fits in what I said with the This is not a military construction project, but you can see it's a fairly large dollar amount. They're funding this out of this year's money. We have to get it awarded by 30 September. Luckily, the Air Force has already finished the design, so this just came to us within the last 2 months. So again, trying to keep you guys informed, it would have been nice to tell you, hey, we know we got a $30 to $40 million job at Andrews, but we didn't know we had it. And so we're scrambling around, and there's going to be other work of the same nature at Andrews. They're doing some runway and taxiway repairs, probably looking somewhere $30 to $50 million every year, and we're working with them on how to phase it. But again, we're just finding out what's going on with that. Letterkenny up in Pennsylvania, some smaller type jobs. This is one of the last Milcon projects. This is an FY15 Milcon. And some of the last Milcons from up in New Cumberland. Okay, those were the projects that we were looking to award this year. Now these are some of the task order type contracts that we're working on getting underway right now. And if you get one of these, then whatever the dollar amount is, you can have a task orders awarded. So we've got the first one, which is for architect engineer. It's unrestricted size-wise. It's a multiple award contract, and there'll be 4 awards, and each one will have a $15 million ceiling. And right now, that's under selection. The award is projected for August. We don't have much more information at this time. Okay, now one of the construction task order contracts. This is limited for hub zone service disabled. There'll be 3 to 5 awards. There's a $49.9 million total capacity, and that's shared among the 3 to 5 firms. And we're looking at that, getting it out in May, and with the award first quarter, which means between October and December of this year. Okay, another construction task order contract. That's a competitive for 8A firms, and it's a single award contract. So it'll be and there'll be 5 of them. So there's 5 contracts, each one for $8 million, and we're going to put those out one per month between May and September, and we're looking at award again between October and December. Also for 8A, a multiple award contract. The total capacity $40 million. This is a little bit different because it's 8A. We're planning on 4 awards, and they'll have a $10 million capacity each. Often on the MATOCs, the capacity is shared. They're not shared in this case because of the 8A program. Okay, this is a big one. This is our $499 million award contract. It's a shared capacity. It's up to 5 awards. There's going to be large business and small business awards. So the group of contractors that will be awarded under this will be both small and large businesses. And then when we start awarding task orders, some of them will be for competition among all the contractors, and sometimes we can restrict to just the small business contractors. So again, we're trying to get that out. We're in third quarter already, so in the next 3 months we're trying to get that out, and again to award by the end of the calendar year. Okay, we've got also an AE type contract for master planning. It's restricted to small businesses. We're looking at 3 awards and $10 million each, and that's also under solicitation, and we're looking at awarding that in July. Okay, emerging trends, just kind of what we see in the military program. today, it could be different tomorrow, but this is what we have right now. As I said, on the left, the military program, 16 to 20, is very lean. We're thinking after 18 it may pick back up, but right now very small amount of work in the military program. Now, next to that, we do see an increase of the SRM. Some people, the operation maintenance, or the more generic term, sustainment, restoration, and modernization. All of our tenants get a certain amount every year. They seem to be getting more than they used to, and typically our SRM projects are smaller projects, but as in the case of the Andrews work, we're seeing large SRM projects. So again, we find out about those quickly, and we have to award them quickly, so it gives you less time to be aware of them. Our ESIP, energy conservation and investment, that's pretty standard for pretty small jobs for energy improvements. And then our IIS, work for other government agencies. It's kind of hard to predict. We're not doing a whole lot right now. We go and talk to other agencies. If they have work for us, we have to do an agreement with them. We're working right now with the Secret Service, Homeland Security, and FEMA, but we could be doing others. And that's what I have, and I'll be glad to talk to you in the breakout sessions, not so much about specific projects, but the way we do business and some of the things that you might want to discuss. So I'll see who's ever interested then. And I'll be followed by Jim Sims, who will be talking about our security program.